safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, money, money, money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Hey, don't go forward. We go. Welcome to additional Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. You know, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we believe in God and family first. We got a great show. We're going to talk about the big auction that's going on this weekend. We got Pastor Green here that's going to read us a scripture. So, hey, let's get right to the show. Be right back.
We know that times are unprecedented. We know that things are uncertain. We're all worried about getting the supplies our families need. But we know that there's one thing we can depend on right now and always: truck drivers. Because we know they will continue to drive, even when they're away from their own families, delivering important products throughout the country that we desperately need, like food and medicine. So, to the dedicated truck drivers across the country, we just want to say, thank you.
Hey everybody, Mike McDowell, driver of the Love's Travel Stop Ford Mustang for Front Row Motorsports. Just want to send out a special thanks to all you out there that are working so hard to keep America moving. We know that the world's crazy right now and things are trying, and we know that this is a difficult time, but we're so thankful for you guys that continue to stay on the road and keep us going. We know it's not easy, and you have family back home and friends, and we just appreciate it so much. There's so much that we take for granted that we realize right now that without those trucks going around the country, we wouldn't have any of these supplies. So thank you guys very much. Keep up the good work, and we appreciate it.
Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross Blue Shield. We also have a dinner plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. And we're back with Pastor Green this morning. He's been out to the truck line. He offered up prayer for us, which was so nice. And I want to take this time to thank you for that. And I'm not going to hold you up. What is your scripture for this morning?
I'm going to read about the resurrection. Perfect time of the year. We celebrated Easter yesterday in churches all across the country. So I thought this is the starting of the work week after the starting of the first week.
Okay.
If I can share from Matthew chapter 28. Now after the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to look at the grave. And behold, a severe earthquake had occurred, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled away the stone and sat upon it. And his appearance was like lightning, and his garment as white as snow. And the guards shook for fear of him and became like dead men. And the angel answered and said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus, who has been crucified. He is not here. He has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he was lying. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. And behold, he's going before you into Galilee. There you will see him. Behold, I have told you." And they departed quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, and ran to report it to his disciples. And behold, Jesus met them and greeted them. And they came up and took him by his feet and worshipped him. And Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and take word to my brethren to leave for Galilee, and there they shall see me."
Well, Pastor Green, you read like you pray. Very exciting.
It's an exciting passage.
They call what they say, faith without work is dead. And yours
Absolutely.
is not. I can tell the
need
excitement.
need
Now, I'm going to
some
tell you what I tell everybody that comes on the show. Speak to your wife in your congregation so you don't be in trouble.
Ooh, okay. I left my wife sitting on the sofa this morning. We usually sit together for a little while. So good morning again, Dot. And all you folks out at Old Lebanon, get your Bible out and read it again today. That's my encouragement.
That's
to
your
you.
encouragement.
And don't forget to pray.
How long have you been pastoring then?
26 years at Old Lebanon.
Well, that's good. That's good. We thank you for coming. We thank you for coming to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and starting our monthly. Wednesday we could say monthly, but starting our Monday off. Thank you so much.
Certainly.
And like I told you, I'd get you right out of here. You
Good
can go
deal.
with your day.
Y'all have a great day.
We'll be right back. Don't go yet. Wiley Sanders 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment. We got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Tune in to our live broadcast Monday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30 on TC2. Do you have a business in our area or thinking of opening a business in our area? If so, let's talk about it on Truck Talk. No charge to you. That's right, no charge to you. No charge to you. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama, committed to the community. Remember, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment. We got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross Blue Shield. We also have a dinner plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
We know that times are unprecedented. We know that things are uncertain. We're all worried about getting the supplies our families need, but we know that there's one thing we can depend on right now and always: truck drivers. Because we know they will continue to drive, even when they're away from their own families, delivering important products throughout the country that we desperately need, like food and medicine. So, to the dedicated truck drivers across the country, we just want to say, thank you.
And we're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. I told y'all we had a big show going on. Look at there. Look at what modern technology can do. Kevin, that's your friend. Introduce him.
Yeah, that's right. This is Daniel Lee, and he's the pastor at Bethel Baptist Church in Greenville, South Carolina. We just reached out to Daniel one day and told him what our platform was here, and he agreed to join us this morning, and we planned on actually having him here to work with us to do the fundraiser. You know, we were supposed to be on bikes today, right?
Okay, I knew he was going to get that. Get him off me, Mr. Johnny. Tell him that I've been injured. You saw me injured.
That's right. He's been hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Thank you. I'll throw that out there.
That's what I love about you. You ain't
You
ready.
got tennis shoes on today.
I got tennis
You were
shoes.
booted the other day.
But anyway, Daniel, welcome to the show. You know, Daniel and I go back to
Fourth
boy,
grade.
yeah, absolutely. I think that was about the time I moved from Panama City to Childersburg. But you know, we talk about and we display on the show how we are about God and family. And you know, one person come to my mind the entire time, and that was Daniel, because you know, growing up with Daniel, he's from the family of ministry. His father's a pastor, and Daniel is a veteran in the Air Force. Matter of fact, I had a picture that I downloaded from Daniel, you know, serving, and one I couldn't get downloaded was one of Daniel sitting in the cockpit of a I believe that was an F-16. I'm not really sure.
It was.
And you know, Daniel was support, but the one thing that photo displayed to me is that, you know, it's kind of like Michael McDowell can't win the Daytona 500 without the gas man doing his job. And, you know, a pilot can't do his job unless the support crew is there to make sure that they do their job. And in our industry, our drivers can't do their job unless we're there to support them. So it all kind of fit together for me, and that's why I thought Daniel would be a perfect fit. You know, he goes back to his wife. I guess y'all been together forever, seems like.
Yeah.
And
Coming up on 36 years of marriage.
yeah. So, you know, that's one thing that brought Daniel to mind, is just what we stand for, and everything he is about. Just told me that he would be a good fit for the show.
Good deal. I'm excited.
So, Daniel, at this time, I guess we'll let you have the platform, my friend. I know you got a few things you want to share with us.
Whoa, Daniel.
Hold up just a second. We lost you. You still on the phone, Daniel? Hello.
Hey, I'm there.
All right. We lost you for a minute.
I'm sorry. Can you see and hear me? As you
I can
need
hear
to?
you now. We can see you now.
All right. Sorry about that.
Our truck didn't deliver your device.
Well, hey, first off, let me say what a joy, an honor, and a privilege this truly is for Kevin, for you to invite me like this. And also, I want to say that since Kevin's check has not cleared the bank, if you want to know personal information about him from his childhood, you can call me anytime, and I'll be glad to share that publicly with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Instantly I became everybody's friend there, right? But well, hey, listen, you know, growing up in Alabama as I did, you know, I saw the Wiley Sanders trucks going up and down the highway, and never really knew anything about the company. As far as I was concerned, I just assumed that was Colonel Sanders' brother that never learned how to fry chicken. But you know, with digging into learning more about your company in these weeks since Kevin asked me to come and speak to you all, I want to tell you I have been thoroughly impressed with Wiley Sanders Trucking. Man, I'll tell you what, y'all have a fantastic company there, and man, if I was not called to do what I'm doing, I'd want to come work for you all. And you ain't even got to pay me the sign-on bonus. I'd probably pay y'all to let me come work there. And so, you know, one of the things that I really gathered from your company was that you're a company that has values. You know, and today I just want to speak real briefly to you all about values. I'm not introducing something new to you all, and I don't desire to try to reinvent the wheel with you. I just want to just kind of bring it back up to the top and just re-examine it, because it's one of the most important things that ever happens in our lives is to have values. I want to share a quote with you from Albert Einstein. And let me ask you this right here. Can y'all see that? Is it backwards?
Backwards.
It's backwards, but.
Hey, no. I practiced. How about that one?
All right, back it up a little bit. We can't get the whole thing in.
All right, you there?
Yeah, move it over just a little bit. There you go.
All right. I just made this fancy PowerPoint this morning. And that is, Albert Einstein says, try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value.
Wow.
Let me reread that to you. Try not to become a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. You know, values is what we need in this time in which we live in. And the world is always shoving down our throats. You got to be successful. You got to be successful. You know, and success is not always what it's cracked up to be. And success can have lots of failures that come along the way. And really, when do you ever know when you're successful? How much money does it take to be successful? How many things do you have to own in order to be successful? At the end of the day, we never know if we're really successful or not. But you can go through your life and come to the end and know that you're a person that lived with values. You know, the world does not need another MSP. I call it MSP, and that is more successful person. What the world needs is more MVPs, more valuable people. You know, we have seen in the sports arenas and with all of the accolades and all the awards, you know, one of the most prestigious ones is whenever that MVP award is given. You know, because what happens is at that particular time, at that particular moment, somebody stepped up to the plate, somebody made the right decision, someone made the right call, someone went that extra mile, someone tried harder, and they were the most valuable person. You know, in my life, the world is trying to tell me to be successful, but I know that what I need to be is more valuable. I want to be more valuable to God. I want to be more valuable to my family. I want to be more valuable to my employer. I want to be more valuable to my employees. You know, so really the value is where things in life really lies, not in the success. You know, for me, I discovered that my real value is found in God. And I found that in one verse of Scripture, and it's the most popular verse of Scripture in all the Bible. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." Let me examine that passage with you just for a moment. And that is that, first off, what motivated God to send Jesus into the world? His love for us, his most prized creation. But then, why did Jesus go to the cross as we just celebrated this past weekend through Easter? And that was because he found me to be valuable. So valuable that he was willing to die for me, for my sins, so that I could have a relationship with God, because God found me valuable. You know, we have lots of different ways in which we might be able to strive to be valuable. But you know, the most important thing is that we focus on our values. You know, I learned at a very early age that I valued my freedom more than I wanted prison. And I value my family more than what I desired success. You see, there's a lot of different things in our world that draw us towards trying to do what the world wants us to do. But at the end of the night, at the end of the day, and at the end of our life, what's really going to count is not our success, but it's going to be our values. Because, see, we've seen very successful people leave riches to their kids and their grandkids, only for them to squander it away and live a life that was not pleasing. But most importantly, whenever we leave our values with our kids and with our grandchildren, then those things will live on. Those are legacies, and that is something more important to strive for. Let me tell you, people will soon forget everything that you said, and people will even ignore the things in which you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And whenever we make a person feel valuable, and whenever we know that we are valuable to someone, boy, it just changes everything, does it not?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you know, one of the things is that you have a great fleet of trucks, and those are beautiful trucks. And the most important thing in that truck, not the person is the driver. The most important thing is not the engine that can make that truck go, not the transmission that can pull the load, not even the tires that can make it roll, not even the brakes that can make it stop. The most important thing in that truck is the steering wheel. You can have it all, and you can go and you can stop, but if you don't have the steering wheel in there, you're not going to get where you need to go. And that's our values. And so I want to just encourage you as a company and as individuals, hang on to your values, create values in your life, and also treat other people with value as well. Hey, in closing, I just want to tell you that I live in Greenville, South Carolina. I don't live very far from I-85, and I live right off of Highway 25, and I see those Wiley Sanders trucks going up and down 25. And if you are ever in the Greenville area and you need anything, don't hesitate in reaching out to me. Be glad to help you in any kind of way, even if it's buy you lunch whenever you're through this part of the town.
Thank you.
Kevin, thank you once again for this invite, and I pray God's blessings upon your company, and also for safety, and also to stay well.
Daniel, we certainly appreciate you joining us and sharing that with us. That was truly inspirational. You know, anytime that you want to join us, feel free to call up. We'll be glad to sit around and chat. And again, thank you so much for
All right, brother.
everything you've done, and you know, just try not to stand in line too long at CVS getting the 50% off Easter Bunny today. Okay.
That's a good thought. I believe I'll run down there right now.
All right, my friend. It's good talking with you. I'll talk with you soon.
God bless you, brother.
You too. Thank you, Daniel.
Such an inspirational speech. You know, sometimes when you ask for things, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
And value. I don't know about you guys, but I learned something. And you know me, I have to tie things in. How much value is in this auction, Mr. John? I don't want to ask this man. I'm gonna ask you. How much value we got, huh?
We got a lot of value out there.
We got a lot of value.
A lot
out
of
there.
value.
I know I asked you this the other day, but I just want to ask you again because I believe the longer you do something, the more successful it is. How many years this been now?
It's been about 18 years now, 18 or 19.
See, Mr. John, I took a little note out of your notebook. You didn't know it. You laid it down one day, and I took it out. I got to looking. You had Ronnie, and you had Derek, and I noticed you was using them because they're young and they can move. Like now, we don't have an extra chair.
Yeah.
Ronnie, the young man, get him
stand
to
up.
get him to stand up. But
all old.
but I know that's why we got. But you know what? I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you. I know you use them a lot. But I tell you, a brainstorm hit me Friday when I was talking about him in value. Kevin, you need to hear this. I was talking about him in value. Listening to him, a driver come to me. And they had asked me this before, and I had said yes, but I didn't do it. I'm going to be honest. I'm on national TV. I didn't do it. When they asked me again, and this time they were saying, you told me you was going to do it. And I value our drivers, and they have value for us. They want a grill. That's all they want. Well, I still did it wrong with drivers. I want to tell you, it's even better now. I called Ronnie to get him to go to Walmart and just get me 2 grills. And I said, I hate to call you on Friday.
He doesn't do anything little.
Oh, well. And so I told him, I said, Ronnie, I said, I hate to call you on Friday. And then I said, but man, I'm sorry. If I don't call you now, I'm going to forget it. I was honest. I said, if I write it down and all this other stuff that I got
on my
wrote.
to-do list this morning.
And Ronnie said, no. He said, I don't mind you calling me. He said, you like me. You'll forget it.
Okay.
You know, he called me out, recalled me out. I'd already called myself out. He recalls me out. And he said, but you know what? He said, we're going to do it better than that. He said, I'm going to put it in concrete just like you do at a state park.
There you go.
He said, it's going to always be there. And he said, I'm going to get some good ones. And he said, I'm going to get 2 of them.
Huh?
And
It'll
he
be
took
by
my
the
headset
driver's
out
license,
because my
it'll be where I
phone.
put it.
Is that right?
And
You gonna
so,
put it under the trees or?
That's my exact place.
Yeah.
and you
Right on
know,
the edge. It'd be a nice little shade area.
That's right. That'll work.
but
nice.
what I thought
They
about
won't
that,
walk off.
I thought about you, Mr. Johnson. We both got a young man that we can depend on. I know with this auction, he's going to be working all week, but you know that you can depend on him.
That's right. We can depend on Ronnie. I guarantee you.
And
He'll not only do the job, but he'll do an excellent job at it.
I'm not worried about the barbecue grills
Yeah.
no more. I can move on to
He
something
takes
else.
care of it.
It's taken care of. And I said that, Ron, and I know you're thinking, yeah, well, dang, I hate I was a little hard on Hoss. But I love having I love having a person know that'll get something done.
We in this together.
And you know, Mr. John, I love the stuff you do down at the Calamans. I'm always glad that y'all always give me a chance to be a part of it. You must give Matt and Trojan Detail a chance to be a part of it. But the most thing is, it's always family oriented.
It is.
You just don't deal with it if it ain't family oriented.
That's right.
And that's just good. That's just good to know. Yes, sir.
Let me add to that.
Add to that.
He may not remember me, but I certainly remember him from our days when we were traveling with the girls softball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Johnny is one of those guys that is always there in the background. We wanted to do fundraisers. He provided the means for us to do so. If we showed up at a game for a weekend, and we were playing in some really, really hot weather.
Yeah. Yes, Lordy.
You know, Gatorade, you know, just was constantly, you know, giving these kids things and giving us parents things that we probably didn't think about, but yeah, he thought about. So, you know, hats off to you. You're
Thank
always
you.
involved
Thank
in great things, and I haven't been to the auction, but I think I may go.
Come out there and look. You'll find something you want.
Well, I'm not.
If you don't, you can look at a lot of stuff that's interesting.
I tell you what,
What I
Kevin.
can do is I can say, "Oh, she need that,"
Yeah, that's right.
and he'll buy it.
He'll buy it.
Don't tell me that. I went to the auction and I was in a booth, Ronnie. Thank you. I was in a booth that day. I left the auction a proud owner of 3 vehicles and a pickup truck, 3 cars and a pickup truck. But it's so much fun. And the way the guys do it on a pickup and they're rolling. And I asked Derek, I'm not walking this year. I'm bringing my little Badoon buggy down there. But it is so exciting to see different people from different towns. And they're so serious about it, man. They're serious about that.
It's a serious business for some of them.
Hey, some of them really want that table.
That's right.
That 3-legged table.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell on him right now on TV. LB Peavy house. Last year, we was looking at a tractor and LB saw me looking at it. He come on and he said, "Look here, son. You don't need that because I'm gonna buy it, and if I buy it, you can borrow it." Well, he said the right words to me. I just backed off. When it started bidding, and I noticed a few minutes later, LB was standing over there by me. He said, "You ain't gonna get to borrow that from me." LB done got a little too high. LB said, "You ain't gonna get to borrow that from me." And if you see something that a lot of people are lurking around, something happened to my radio here. If you see something that a lot of people are lurking around, you better be ready, because they made up their mind. They've been looking at it.
I was being on a hay trailer one time out there, and this man right beside me was being against me. We kept going back and forth and back and forth. Little bit, he said, "If you'll be at 2,800 on it, I believe you'll have it." I said, "Why do you say that?" He said, "Because it belongs to me." So I did, and I still have it. He drove that price up.
All righty then.
So we have a lot of fun doing it too.
I think other people do that too, because I saw a van and I questioned this guy about why he didn't buy it, because I know he sell cars. I said, he was bidding on it and he stepped out. I said, "Why'd you let it go?" He said, "It was mine." So you ought to be careful. But the fair thing about that is what it means to you.
Yeah.
It meant $2,800
Right.
to you.
It was
You
worth
have
it
to
to
get
me.
to that point. The first business that I owned, I actually bought at an auction. I never will forget it. I tried to buy it for several $1,000s more than when it got into the auction, and couldn't. And I had a letter of credit, and I never will forget that day. And I went down there and we were sitting in there. One of the guys was auctioning, and I said, "Man, I ain't never did this before. What is it?" He said, "Well," he said, "you don't want it to get too high and you don't want it to get too low." He said, "But what the main thing is, what does it mean to you?"
That's right.
What does it mean to you? And I kept that concept in my head. And when it went to bidding off there, when it got to me, to where I could go up, I was trying to leave myself a place to go up. I just got excited because it done got way lower than what I had offered for it. And I was sitting there and I couldn't be still. And I can say my first auction, I bid it one time. I throw my hand up and another guy bid it, and he told him, said, "No, I got it over here. I got to have this over there." And it was the magistrate on mayor. I never will forget it. He just did his chill like that and turn around. And I thought, I'm finna get this. And to me, it was a steal from what I had tried to buy it for. And I was sitting there, and my stomach was turning, and that guy that I thought was tricking me walked by me and hit me on the shoulder and said, "You did pretty good for your first time." And that's the way I think about when I think about these trucks. Kevin, you ever dispatch a guy, and you don't know him because he's new, and I bought him in there, and you put this guy on something because you ain't got nobody else to put it on, and it's a little, he's got to really be on, and you look there the next morning and he's there and he's already calling for a load. What kind of joy that gives your heart?
Oh man, it's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, you have to trust what you got, and I trust that when you guys bring us drivers, that they're there for a reason, and that's to work, that's to make money. to have a good life, doing what they do, what they enjoy. And when it works out like that, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a spark in everybody's step, so to speak, to keep the ball rolling. And, you know, honestly, I mean, for me personally, I'll see what somebody's made out of. If you're ready to run, I'm going to see how much you're going to do.
Well, you're going to take a pledge out of this. He's not. I hope you make sure you send him a copy of this. He told me not to tell you.
What? But
you know I had to tell him. Anthony Knight. He said it took you 4 months, but you finally run him out of hours. He said you kept working on it,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of relationships we build, Mr. Dunn. I can promise you this: everything that you got down in that auction was on a truck at one time.
That's right.
About how many pieces you think you got down there?
We probably got 600 pieces right now. I was hoping to get 300 or 400 of the first 2 days, and it's a lot more than what it's the most we've ever had the first 2 days. We started receiving equipment on Friday morning, received it Friday and Saturday all day. We got a little over 5 lines, and I was hoping to get 3 or maybe 3.5. So we've got a lot of equipment there.
How long? I mean, what time will you start?
We started this morning at 8 o'clock. We'll be there today through Thursday from 8 to 5. And then Friday we won't take anything, but you can ride through from today through Thursday. You can ride through and look at everything. Friday we won't take any equipment in, but you can walk through. We'll have you can go through the gate and walk through and look at it. And then the auction will be Saturday morning at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And right now it don't look like we'll have a lot of vehicles, so if you got a vehicle to sell, it may be a good time to bring it out there. So there won't be many on hand, so they ought to bring a better price.
You would think.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. I got one I might just bring.
Bring one on.
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
It's one thing about the auction that this is just real exciting. The time you start,
Yeah,
8 o'clock, and you start on time.
we start on time.
And you know, and people can just be getting their stuff out. And last year, I don't know what you're gonna do it this year, but last year you had people out there on Sundays that you could pick up your stuff.
Yeah,
It's not one of those deals. What I like about it is not one of those deals that you buy it and it ain't gonna be there when you come back. You know, if you got the wife and kids and you're on the car,
yeah.
you can just buy it and you guys will have somebody there Sunday. You can come back
Right.
and pick up.
We'll be there. You can pick it up after we sell the first 2 lines or 3 lines on Saturday if you want to, when you get through buying. Or you can come. We'll be open Sunday afternoon from 1 to 5 on the 11th, and then Monday and Tuesday all day from 8 to 5. And then after that, you can call, make an appointment. We'll meet you out there and pick it up.
Well, that's 2.5 days.
Yeah.
If
Most
you
of it's
wanted it,
gone.
you ought to be done come and got it if
Yeah.
you wanted it.
Most of it's gone in 2.5 days.
Y'all going to be cooking?
Yeah, we'll be cooking. I'm glad you mentioned that, Kevin. We'll be cooking. We'll have a tent set up out there at the edge of the field. We'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, candy.
Now, what about that tent gonna be now?
It'll be right there.
Right at the gate.
Yeah, right there at the gate.
Right by the gate.
I don't want to sound like, I just love your wife gonna be out there cooking.
Yes,
with?
she'll be inside.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was
No,
kind of.
we got her to keep up with the money.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody got to keep up with the money.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I want to check out that food too. That Calvin, they know how to have some good groceries.
We'll have some good groceries.
I bet you know a good grocery store that meat comes from.
I know
though.
where it comes from. That's right.
And they're not going to run out.
Yeah, we won't run out.
We got to get Kevin out of here. It's Monday morning for him.
You got one more thing you got to do.
What's that?
You got Amanda, I believe. Has she called in, Dustin? She has not. All right. Well, we'll catch her next time.
Yeah, man, that upset. Everybody, Ronnie says, well, I ain't got to show it, but I got on a tennis shoe today. And actually, it's the first day I've had on shoes. I mean, the first week. I started last week on Tuesday. And I set the last date. And so I'm going to charge you with giving everybody an email. I went and talked to the guy with the rec center that's in charge of the Miracle League.
Right.
And he's going to be on here, not today, but you know that obviously, but next Monday he's going to be on here. He had a doctor's appointment today. and he's gonna be on here. And he told me that he was so excited. What he was really excited about when Wallace Sanders Truck Lines and Kelly Sanders and the Lick Companies, anytime we do a fundraiser, it's sort of like when Ronnie do his stuff he do around the yard. We do it good and we don't half do it. And he said, how much will I get of it? You know, what do I need to do? What do I need to contribute? I said, you need to just tell us where to write the check. You get it all. I didn't realize that a lot of fundraisers, they take out for this, and that.
Right.
And I told him when it was us, we don't get nothing. I said, I don't get paid. I said, I'm just going to ride that bicycle. I said, what I really get is my butt picked it for about 3 weeks if them girls beat me. You know, for people like this one.
Well, I mean, we're just trying to keep you honest.
It's like this. I've thought about this, and I think I mentioned it to you, and I did Amanda. And since Doug Kitchens was on your show last week, and he just he hauled around about not really committing to a team, but we know where he's going to go.
He all around with it to me.
Really,
Yeah.
I just kind of,
He's on the team with
around
Chris.
a little
Well,
bit.
I can tell you that.
But, I said, Amanda, we need to make this a little fun. First of all, I'm going to contribute $100 myself personally to the cause. I hope everyone out there who's watching, you take it upon yourself to do what you can, and it's a really good cause. But to sweeten the pot a little bit, to kind of build the competition up, I'm also going to throw in a $100 gift certificate to Half Shell, to the winner of this thing. So, Doug, I've pretty much put up.
You could have thrown him out there, didn't you?
Yeah. So anybody wants to sweeten the pot, come on, and we got a tough competition ahead of us. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun
because you know as well as I do, and I was hoping Amanda would be here today with us, but she's not. Amanda kicks it hard.
Yeah.
Amanda can kick me and you to the side.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. They're preparing about like these guys up for this auction because I saw, and I'm gonna tell it. I saw Kelly Sanders Friday or Thursday. She was in the office, and it had to be early in that because I still had the boot on. But anyway, she asked me, was I gonna be able to ride?
You're gonna be able.
And I know she's got a good heart, and I said, no, I'm gonna have to postpone. She said, good, I get a little more practice. So I think we got them a little nervous. I think they was underestimating the old man.
Yeah,
I think they think I'm the weakest link here. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we're talking to good
But you
talk,
know
though.
what though? The greatest part about this is I've had a lot of trouble with my foot the last 4 or 5 years. And for me to imagine, I'm going to the first game they have. Matter of fact, guys, y'all get ready. Truck Talk is going. And I just want to see these kids and show other parents how blessed they are not to have to watch their kid in that position. And I think this will be, when I first started doing the toy drive, it was just a little bit. And I imagine you can go back to things you first started doing. And last year, I was in a booth then doing the toy drive, but it was the biggest toy drive we ever had. We bought all the bicycles that Walmart had assembled because I was having them to buy them. And I come in here that morning and I told Justin them, I said, I hate to tell y'all this, but we ain't going nowhere but across the street. I said, and we ain't eating until we get what we want. And it's what the Bible says, you have not because you ask not. Just like when we have something at the Calamars, we asked, we put it out there. Scan in on this, Justin. But we put it out there and we tell you what, Justin, and we tell you what we can do and what it's going to be like. And people know, and I say this all the time, they know if Mr. Johnny is involved in it, it's going to be decent and in order.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like he said. If he says it's going to start at 8, he's going to start at 8.
Hey, it starts at 8.
Paul standing not 8:15. Now you missed that. Oh yeah, we started at 8, and that is so good. And this is just another point. I've told you thank you when I see you there, but I want to tell you something. Last year, I guess I'm getting older and get to realize how special something is. But last year, when you had I've rode every year you've let me ride on that wagon and we go out and wave at everybody. But last year when y'all had that pony ride, and you had for the people who had lost their lives, and I was sitting there and I was thinking about the late Mr. Wallace Sanders, and I had on one of his hats, and it was too big for my head. And I had a sock in it. And the person sitting beside me. Well, it had got to turning. I got a story going this and I don't want to get emotional, but they was like, hey, Hen. We always call it, people get offended by that, but that's what I call them. They say, hey, Hen. And, and I'm kind of emotional, you know what I'm thinking? But that sock But anyway, the moral of the story is I took the sock out and I realized that day, that night, that hat was too big for my head in so many levels. Because that man left what that man just got through talking about earlier. He had a value. And I got to move on from this. But and I took that hat to my office and I put it up. And if each day, if I get 1% closer to being a man like that is, I'm better. I'll never get there. But if I get 1% closer each day.
That's right.
And I won't wear that hat and nobody else will neither. And I just want to tell you that I got that out of that today because it was this, and they had that horse to ride around for that guy. And it made me feel like I knew him. And what was his name, Mr. Johnson?
Bill Hickson.
Okay.
Well, actually, there was 4 that we honored, but Mr. Bill was the oldest one and had been with us a long time. And Tammy Powell and Mike Griffin and he had one more.
I felt an honor to be a part of that.
Well, they was a big part of the cattlemen and had been for probably 50 years or longer.
And let the people out there know that the cattleman is here for this community.
They are.
I get the newsletters now because, I join and I do it every year. But I get the little newsletters and some good reading in it.
They are.
If you turn the TV on, you're going to hear what somebody wants somebody to vote for them or somebody done shot somebody. At least you can get the Cattleman paper and you can find out what's for sale and who had the biggest steer and the best looking horse. Now, you tell me which one is more relaxing at 6 o'clock in the evening when you done got off work. I take the Cattleman's paper.
You want the bad news or the good news?
The good news. And I keep that. I get it and I read it. I don't have no horses. I don't have no cows. I've had both. And I still love to look at them.
You got a hog. You got a hog.
I had hogs when I was growing up, and I fixed $1 million a fence with my granddad, and I swore if I ever got grown, the closest I was coming to a hog was a pork chop.
Pork chop.
He would fix it with pallets and signs
and anything else.
And the word back then, I bet Mr. Johnny know this word. When they send you something, make haste now, boy. I mean to travel on and get it and come on back. But that's that value.
Yeah.
The guy made a good point this morning about value.
Yeah, he made a good point.
That value that my granddaddy taught me, instilled in me, of work ethic.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm 60 years old, and I've had one job, and that job has been with Wallace Sanders. Every day has not been happy, but guess what? Ain't been no bad day.
That's right.
Ain't been no bad days. Any time that you can get paid for 35 to 40 years every Friday and take care of your family, that stands for something.
That says a lot.
Huh?
Says a lot.
If you need a vehicle, you can go and sign and get it. You can't pay for it cash, but you can go get it.
That's right.
Clothes on your kids' back, shoes on your kids' feet. Austin got an education out of me working and doing real well for herself. My daughter in Atlanta, I helped her. She's got a house, a job, and that's why now I work on the other side. I've got mine from doing this. When I say got mine, I've seen, and I tell people, and I got to share this with y'all. This is lead. And I know all y'all know, and y'all gonna say, oh, you should have been know that. But wait till I finish for you to say that I don't really know them. This comes out of the ground. Lead comes out of the ground. You have to go into the earth and get it. Well, everybody talks about recycle, recycle, recycle. Sanders plant recycles this lead. Now you think like this, and it took a smart man to tell me this. I ain't gonna call his name because he's real funny. But he told me, and it made sense. Every time we recycle this lead, we save the earth.
That's right.
By recycling lead, by us having that recycle plant. So look at the big picture. We recycle lead. Look at the jobs it performs.
Created.
Look at what it does for nature. Recycling is just what everybody said. It's a good deal.
It's a very good deal, yeah.
Yeah, there's a wow factor involved. I mean, everybody I talk with, customers, friends, relatives, and explain to them just how much we do recycle and what it does, you know, how it impacts everything and what's manufactured from it. And there's a wow factor there. Everybody goes, wow, y'all.
Well, I've been there 30-something years, and I was like, I was sitting there and I was going,
yeah.
Really? I just always thought, okay, we get a junk battery and we take it and we make lead. That is true.
Yeah.
And then it turns into this.
Yeah.
That is true.
Paint cans.
But if paint cans.
Yes.
But if you look at the big picture, the big picture is that that's one less dig down they got to go in the
That's
ground.
right.
The more we recycle. What I'm trying to say is these companies, these sister companies, and I was learning about virgin plastic and the recycled plastic and what it has in it. And you know, when you go looking at that, you got to look at this is one of the greatest blessings that Jehovah God could have gave Pike County to have all these plants.
It's amazing that Mr. Wiley Sanders had the vision to recycle something that started years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is, and it has what it's turned into such a big operation now.
Yeah.
And you have to have a vision like that.
Yeah,
And then that's when you have to have a quality and a value in yourself
that's right.
and in your community.
Yeah.
Because his value is when we recycle, we don't go back into the earth.
That's
We
right.
use what we've already taken out
What
of
you've
it.
already got. It works.
And I will look at lead and plastic now in a whole different view. And, you know, I'm not one of those people. If I learn something that maybe I should already know, I'm not going to act like I already know it. I'm going to show everybody that I'm excited about because I ain't the only one. Somebody else did know it too. And you know, when you look at that, and like you say, Kevin, the wow factor, you look at just what we do of going all over the world. Have y'all ever seen a picture of Lime Station? It's a plant we deal with over there. I have a drive on, and I keep forgetting to bring it. They bring me a picture of that place. It reminds me of us. They make batteries, they make battery ends, and it's just a big old, you have to have a road map.
Get around this place.
Needless to say, some of our guys have got on the wrong road up there before, but you think about it, they take everything that we make. Think about this now. That place has got they take our bead plastic, they take our lead, everything we make, we get from, it just goes in a, and then you got to go back to this.
Yeah.
You have to go at Justin. You have to go back to that. And it's all like reading the Bible. They always tell me if you can understand Genesis, you can get the rest of it.
That's right.
If you understand this church, you understand Wiley Sanders Truck Line and the sister company. Huh?
That's
You
amazing,
understand?
yeah. And it's a whole cycle, like it shows right there.
That's a whole cycle.
Creates a lot of jobs and does a lot of good for the whole world.
Now he's too modest to say this. He is, but him and his daughter made it. I dare not try to sit here and take the credit. I said what I wanted, but they come up with it. This is what I wanted.
That's what it's all about in the long run.
You know, my granddaddy used to say, when we went to church one Sunday, the preacher said, all minds satisfied.
Oh boy.
He said, no, sir. And they asked him, he said, I didn't get my change out the collection plate. And my mama was a school teacher, and we was going home. She was lighting into him. She was lighting into him. She was lighting into him. I don't know. And finally, her name, my mama had a boy's name. Her name was Lonnie. He finally looked it up. He said, Lonnie, let me tell you something. He said, that was my $3. I wasn't going to say nothing, but he asked me, was my mind satisfied? It wasn't satisfied. And you're right, money ain't everything, but it's that big old hat you wearing on top of your head, and it's this nice car you driving in, and I sent you to school so you could buy all this and all that tough money. It ain't everything, but you get without it, and you'll find out just how many things it is.
He's right there.
Huh? But I'm proud of being a part of this. It makes me, I look forward to the day that I'm sitting on a porch and I can explain some of that, what I was just talking about to my grandson.
Yeah.
And just tell him that I was a part of this company.
That's right,
I
for a
remember
long
when
time.
we was this and we moved to this. And like I said, I remember when the shop was here. I remember when we heated off of oil filters. We changed oil, and it'd be cold some morning. You'll get that list out and see what was on the oil change. That guy would get to be first there, because that was going to be you some oil, and that was going to be you some filters to burn. And look at the blessings now. We got a switch, we turn it on. I got 2 heaters in my office. I got one central, and I got one up under my feet if my feet get cold.
Keep your feet warm.
Keep my feet warm. And I bet you can look at the Calamans and remember where you started it.
Lord, yeah.
And how much you've added to it.
A lot over the last 20 years.
Huh?
A lot.
Just the building and stuff. Success bring on growth.
That's right. I remember when we built part of it, it cost over $1 million altogether. Both the big arena and the main building too. And we worked hard, and there was a big payment to make twice a year. And it was hard to come up with enough money to make a payment. But now, thank God for all the help we've had and the volunteers, we've completely paid it all off. We don't owe anything. Now we do a lot for the kids and all. Like at the last of May on Memorial Weekend, we got a huge calf show. It's a regional steer and heifer show. And we're gonna have over 300 calves in the thing. There'll be over 1,000 people involved in it. That's the biggest calf show we've ever had. But it'll cover like 5 or 6 states. And it's a big thing. All this money we raise from different things now, that's what it goes to help the young people.
Yeah, and well, look at this. What would you rather have a child doing? Would you rather have them at the calf show? Have them somewhere sitting in the parking lot of Hardee's drinking beer and spending time?
I think I know the answer to that. I know what I'd want.
I want to make
On their phone.
I want them at the cattlemen's.
Yeah.
I want them at the cattlemen's. And that's the choices you do
That's right.
when you give them another choice.
Yeah.
When you give them another choice.
But they have to have another choice before they can choose.
There you go, Mr.
There you
Brown.
go.
We
That's
try to
what I'm
create
trying-
that other choice.
You have to create that
Yeah.
other choice, and we can't get so wrapped up
Yeah.
in what we want to do.
That's right.
And the book tells us that, to let the children come forth. And I can see the joy on y'all face when them look at. I tell you the funniest thing, what they call that? Mutton buff.
Yeah.
Oh, mutton butter.
Yeah.
Them kids are fun to watch.
Boy,
Yeah,
one little
love
joke when he
that.
come out of there. And I mean, no sooner as he got full of him and Mr. Johnny, he was on this side.
Yeah.
He laid with him, boy. When they took him off him, he didn't know which way he was. I got you. He didn't know which way he was, but he did.
That whole day.
That's a lot of fun.
I remember you talking about kids, and I know he gonna get on me, but I took Austin all the way to Akron, Ohio, to race soapbox derby cars. And a man in front of me had his little girl with him, and they went down the hill. And he just, in general conversation, he says, well, come 1,000 miles for those 5 seconds. Well, I thought about it. I had come 900 miles. So I went to coach your mind up. I said, look here, you got to pass. And we could have won that year. I said, don't hold your head up till you hit tires. I said, don't wait till you win, and you'll win. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you get to put your child in the little thing, and you give your little final little pep, and it's going pretty fast. I said, you remember what I said? Don't hold my head up. I walked off, and I thought, I ain't coming up here for 10 seconds to lose the first shot. That's all I'm thinking about. I come 900 miles.
I want to roll again.
I want to roll again because you keep rolling, And I had saw some cars, and I knew we couldn't. That was our best chance. Mr. Johnny went down the hill, and right before the finish line, he thought he had won, and he raised his head up. And I never will forget his mama called me and said, you better come down here. He's about to cry. I said, you better be done quick before I get down there. But I think about that now. He had another choice.
That's right. He had another choice.
He had something else he could do, and that's why I do the Christmas thing. That's why when somebody calls me and want me, that's why I'm doing this Miracle League. They have a choice of they could sit at home and be depressed. But rather than do that, they want to get out and play ball like
that's
all
right,
other kids.
Like everybody else does.
And I'm going to help them have some equipment. I'm going to help them have some. I'll probably be a part of this for a long. And I think Miss Kelly Sanders, she told me.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. We was just talking. This is just how this come up. And I know we run out of time. But we were just talking one day, and I said, we need to do something. We ain't did nothing together in a long time since we did Dance at the Start. She said, let's do something for the Miracle League. She said, I don't think we gave them nothing. That's people that's got everything they need.
Yeah.
Mr. John, you could go home and sit down and rest, but you rather help.
I don't do that.
You don't do that. You rather help. Ronnie's been in the service. He's retired. He could go home and sit down, but he rather help.
I don't get to.
No,
we
you got to
keep
get some
him
barbecue grills though. You done made some phone
I was
calls?
thinking about the barbecue grills. You might want to do more than 2.
2 minutes.
Huh?
You might want to do more than 2.
We've
You
got.
might want to do more than 2.
I know
Gotcha.
we've got one
As fast as
barbecue
we're
grill
going.
out at the Cattleman.
Right. We'll start with 2.
It'll
be
start with
expanded.
2.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be nice. Sometimes, unfortunately, guys have to wait. The new equipment, it's different. You got all kind of little knobs and bells and whistles that blow, and sometimes it takes a little while. And what the driver was telling me, and I'm talking to my drivers now, I've heard you cry, and I'm proud to say I heard you cry on the ATM machine. Well, I fixed it. We had one put in there the last week.
Thursday.
That's Thursday, and that's come from you drivers. I didn't come up with that. You came to me and asked me, and I put it in the hands. And I think that's why God continues to bless me and the things that I do, because I'll listen. A guy come to me and told me, we need an ATM machine over there. And I called, and Mr. Johnny, we got it for free.
Yeah.
We got it for free.
That's good.
And something just by
talking.
asked it.
Yeah.
Won't nobody come to the Kellerman's thing if you don't tell them, say, come
That's
on out,
right.
we starting at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
Well, no, see, I didn't know about them hamburgers till you said they was up under that tent. By what time them going to be ready, too? Might as well get that on out there,
They'll
too.
be ready probably by 10 o'clock. At the
Yeah, that's
latest.
what I'm talking about. Well, we've got to get out of here. Mr. Johnny, thank you. You
Yes,
know you're
sir.
welcome to this show all the time. Kevin, thank you. I'm sorry I forgot to go to a break and get you out of here, but you can go now.
But all right.
Ronnie, thank you. Thank you for the barbecue grill, man. But most of all, and I say this from my heart, thank you when I tell you something about a driver, you try to get it fixed. Thank you so much. At this time, we're being counted down. 5, 2, 3, goodbye.
Come join Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. $1,000 sign-on bonus. We match your 401k up to 4%. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We also have a dinner plan. You could be the next driver of the month. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. You're a certified mechanic looking for a job, then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We need good mechanics. Call John Smothers or Ken Bray for the maintenance department. You will have a future at Wiley Sanders Truck Line.